Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Koji. So thank you for coming to my presentation. This is actually my first time attending FOSS4G and also first time in New Zealand. So I really appreciate the kindness of local people and also FOSS4G staff. Thank you. So I'll start my presentation. I'll be talking about vector tile deployment with the United Nations Vector Tile Toolkit or UNVT. UNVT is main focus of my talk today. Let me introduce myself. I'm a senior geospatial expert at the Geospatial Information Section, United Nations Secretariat. I have been leading UNVT deployment within the UN since 2024. This work on UNVT are closely aligned with our strategy and initiative. Geospatial strategy for the United Nations shows the effective, efficient, and universal use of geospatial information in support of our mandates and operations of the United Nations for a better world. Furthermore, the UN Open GIS Initiative aims to identify and develop an open source GIS bundle that meets the requirements of UN operations for both peace building and peacekeeping. Our work has been conducted under this strategy and initiative. This is the agenda for my presentation. First, I'll explain what UNVT is, and then I'll give overview of our work, including production, styling, and hosting. Then I'll talk about strengths of UNVT, current activities, and summary. Okay, first let's get started by explaining what UNVT is. UNVT is a collection of open source software to produce, host, style, optimize, and use vector tiles for web mapping. It also shares technical know-how. So our codes are openly shared on GitHub, ensuring accessibility for all. And UNVT is an effort under the UN Open GIS Initiative and was initiated by Mr. Fujimura. He's also here. And then UNVT was developed by Mr. Ubukawa to enable the automatic and continuous updating of base map vector tiles for UN operations. I appreciate their efforts in developing UNVT, and I make use of their work to further improve it. I'll give you an overview of our work. In the UN, as shown in this figure at the bottom right, UN Global Service Center in Italy, together with UN headquarters, provides map service to UN missions, especially in African regions here. And therefore, we have worked together to deploy vector tiles with open source method at UNDSC. This diagram shows the UNVT workflow for developing vector tile for base map. First, we import data source from OpenStreetMap and UN dataset. Then produce vector tiles and host them along with the style. This ensures accessibility for users across various platforms such as ArcGIS Online and other web applications. Our main tasks are producing tiles, defining map styles, and hosting tiles or maps. From now on, I'll go into more detail about each task, production, styling, and hosting. First, I'll talk about production. We have flexible conversion settings. When we convert the data to vector tiles by choosing the optimal combination of features, attributes, and zoom levels, we can reduce the data size. So this allows maps to load and display faster. For instance, we need motorway data. It's like a highway data at small scale. So we have to convert the data with zoom level 4 to 15 so that it can be displayed across multiple zoom levels. On the other hand, we only need small road data at large scales because we don't need to display it at small scales. So we convert the data with zoom level 12 to 15 only. So this flexible conversion settings helps reduce the data size and also display the maps faster. Okay. I will explain another feature of production, which is automatic update system. The data is updated daily or weekly as a scheduled task, depending on the area. In the UN, there are several peacekeeping missions, especially in African regions, around here. So these dark blue regions, we set those areas as a priority areas, showing dark blue in the map, because we focus on those areas. So we update them daily. This automatic update feature is useful because there are many UN mappers contributing to OpenStreetMap. They voluntarily add data to OSM, and then we convert the data to vector tiles on a daily basis. So their mapping work is reflected quickly. For example, the data added to OSM for November was reflected on our map by 7th November. Importing data to our OSM database takes about 1 to 2 days, and then we convert the data to vector tiles on a daily basis. So in total, it takes about 3 days. So thanks to this automatic update feature, we can make use of latest OSM datasets. Okay, let's talk about styling. Vector tiles themselves don't include styles that define how features are displayed on the map, so we need a separate style file. UNVT has efficient styling tool called UNVT Characters. In both MapLibra and ArcGIS, style files are defined in JSON format. However, JSON format file is single file that often contains thousands of lines, so it's difficult to read or edit. To address these issues, UNVT Characters was developed. It allows us to convert JSON file to YAML files. In YAML format, there are multiple files per layer, and each file contains fewer lines. Furthermore, it's human readable. In short, using UNVT Characters makes styling process much more efficient and easy to edit. I'll talk about another feature of UNVT Characters. When we update YAML files, the changes are automatically reflected on the map. This slide shows an example changing the water color. Thanks to this feature, we can see the style changes instantly without refreshing the map again and again. When we adjust the layer colors or road widths or some other things, this feature can speed up our workflow. Okay, next I'll talk about hosting. UNVT has an authentication feature that allow only UN staff to access the map because there are some confidential data. We use Azure AD authentication, so only UN staff UN staff can securely sign in with their credentials. I believe this kind of access control can be applied to other NGOs or government agencies or other organizations that handle restricted geospatial data. So this feature can be useful for other organizations as well. Next, ArcGIS Online interface was developed. In the UN, we use ArcGIS Online as a web map platform. To allow UN users to easily access our maps, this interface was developed to connect ArcGIS Online with UNVT hosted vector tiles. So on this platform, both maps created by UNVT and others are available together. So in short, ArcGIS Online interface bridges the gap between open source and proprietary systems within the UN. Okay. Our map is also available with MapLibra GLJS. With MapLibra GLJS, we can display various types of maps such as standard, building 3D, contour line plus hillshade, and even 3D terrain combinations. Compared to ArcGIS Online, MapLibra gives us full control how we display or how we host our maps. For example, it's easy to switch the maps between standard, building 3D, and contour maps. As for the number of layers, we were able to reduce it from 304 in ArcGIS Online to 159 in MapLibra GLJS by applying MapLibra specifications. Okay. Next, this slide shows a system overview and shows the relationships among tiles, styles, libraries, and applications. Regarding styles, we use vector tile from OSM and UN data, as well as contour data. We also use raster tile elevation. For styles, we use different styles for S3 and also MapLibra, both in 2D and 3D. Regarding libraries, as I mentioned earlier, ArcGIS Online interface was developed to display 2D base map. We also have MapLibra GLJS and also its plugin to display 2D web map. To display 3D web map, we use contour and elevation data together with 3D style file. So in summary, this slide shows that by combining tiles, styles, libraries, we can create variety of web map applications. To summarize what we have seen so far, I will explain strengths of UNVT. UNVT is overall technology agnostic and high performance because we use open source tools and combine them properly. At production phase, we use flexible conversion settings and automatic update. At styling, we have efficient styling tool called UNVT Caritis. Regarding hosting, we have authentication feature and also seamless 3D rendering. I will introduce current activities. In ArcGIS Online, there are two versions of UNStreetMap. It's like a base map. One is created by S3 system, and the other is produced by UNVT. A new style was developed for UNStreetMap under S3 system, so we needed to align our style. We adjusted our style to align with it using UNVT Caritis. So we have now well contrasted color scheme web map. Next, I will introduce another current activities. We developed ArcGIS Pro interface. In the UN, we use ArcGIS Pro as a desktop application. When we developed UNVT map, we initially couldn't display the map on ArcGIS Pro due to some issues. The first issue was related to tile map feature. Tile map tells the renderer where tiles exist and helping to avoid unnecessary requests. We had already developed the codes for tile map feature in ArcGIS Online, but that specification is a bit different from ArcGIS Pro. So we needed to adjust some settings and finally resolved it. The second issue was about token validation process. ArcGIS Pro is a desktop application, so we can't directly use browser sign-in credentials for authentication. So, however, requests from ArcGIS Pro includes access tokens that can be used for authentication. We implemented an API to validate the access token, and we solved the issue. Let me explain how token validation process works. First, ArcGIS Pro sends tile request with a token to UNVT hosting server. Second, the server sends validation request for the token to ArcGIS Online. Third, ArcGIS Online checks the token and responded with a result either OK or error. Finally, UNVT hosting server sends the tile data if the result is OK. Thanks to this feature, only authorized users can access our tile data. So I summarize my presentation. UN Vector Tile Toolkit is a collection of open source software for web mapping. developed under the UN Open GIS Initiative. UN Vector Tile Toolkit has been deployed in the UN base map system to provide regularly updated web maps. Working with our partners, we will continue improving our maps to support UN operations. So we have our GitHub pages. So if you are interested in it, yeah, please join us. Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for Koji? Yes, ma'am, maybe. Oh. Please wait.
Thank you. I have a question about this slide exactly. The vector tiles that feed into an Esri environment and MapLibra environment, are they the same format and spec tiles, or do you actually have two different tile sets?
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, could you say that again clearly?
Do you serve the same vector tiles into the Esri environment and the MapLibra environment? Is it actually the same tiles?
Yeah, that's right. So we have only one server serving the vector tiles, and the vector tiles are used in S3 system and also other open source system.
What file format are you working in? What format are those tiles?
Map.vector tile format.
Okay, interesting. Cool.
Any more questions? Oh. Oh, thank you. So it can be recorded. Sorry.
Thank you for the presentation. That was really interesting. My question carries on from that previous question. The library you presented that has the YAML that gets turned into the two different style formats. So this library, so you're writing the YAML and it's immediately translated into the appropriate style JSONs. I wonder, what challenges did you have in producing those two specifications? Are they quite similar, or were there quite big differences that needed to be addressed?
So I think your question is about there are some difficulties changing the format, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, as I explained, UNVT Caritas allows us to convert JSON file to YAML files. So if JSON file is aligned with MapLibra specification, we can successfully convert it to YAML files, and also we can convert YAML files to JSON files.
Okay, and are those two formats for MapLibra and ArcGIS, are they quite similar, the JSON?
Yeah, so we can also use these tools for ArcGIS and ArcGIS stats.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Comments?
Is this tool available online?
Yeah, it's an open source tool.
Okay, so it's in the link that you send at the end. Yeah, okay, the UN.
Yeah,
there.
under this website,
Okay.
yeah, you can find this tool.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Koji. Feel free to move to your next session, but please give a hand.